Hi everyone. Well, I know I said I would do updates twice a day, but unfortunately, work doesn't allow me to have that option to do. Um, it was kind of crazy today at the VA, to say the least. Right now, I have the National Weather Service's office in St. Louis area forecast discussion. It's basically a lot of meteorological terms that they use for people like us. Um, this is stuff that you all have access to, but let's be honest, you won't know what a lot of it means. So the key messages issued at 2:14 today. A very rare combination of accumulating snowfall, generally 2 to 4 inches, combined with strong northwest winds, 20 to 30 mile an hour sustained with 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts, are expected to yield near blizzard conditions for a 3 to 6 hour period at any given location on Thursday. Travel will be extremely hazardous, if not impossible, during the height of the falling and blowing snow. While snowfall amounts will not be nearly as substantial, peak impacts during that 4 to 6 hour period of moderate to heavy snowfall may rival those experienced January 5th through 6th of 2014, in particular when you include the extremely dangerous cold and wind chills. Speaking of wind chills and extreme cold, minimum wind chills Thursday night into Friday morning are forecast to be in the 25 below to 35 below range. These numbers would be about 5 degrees warmer than the coldest wind chill values observed January 6th of 2014. Temperature-wise, widespread below zero lows are forecasted Friday morning and should be the coldest December temperatures seen since December 23rd of 1989, though about 10 degrees warmer than 89. If I remember right, yesterday I mentioned early January of 14 being an analog per the CIPS. I'm pretty sure that was one of them. Wednesday night through Thursday, all remains on track for a strong Arctic cold front to move through the bi-state region very late tonight through early afternoon on Thursday. Cannot rule out at least some isolation. Okay, this is just the general stuff. That's the prefrontal. Um, this is a key part too. Any rain that does occur, however, looks very brief, but if it were enough to wet the pavement, a flash freeze would occur as temperatures behind the front rapidly drop. The speed of this frontal passage has sped up at least 3 hours compared to yesterday at this time. Along behind the front, strong low mid frontogenesis will combine with increasing ascent on the synoptic scale associated with the amplified mid-level trough. 3 to 6 hour period of moderate to potential heavy snow is expected on Thursday in any given location. The intensity of the snowfall combined with the increasing northwest winds of the 20 to 30 sustained, 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts will combine to cause at least brief periods of time with near blizzard conditions. Travel during the height of the snowfall will be extremely dangerous and nearly impossible. Uh, that, um, this is yada 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 QPF precipitation basically. The deterministic CMC and European models last snow a bit longer, over 6 hours, due to a sharper negative tilted trough that moves through Thursday afternoon into Friday or early evening. The GFS NAM, those are the American models, do not have this feature NIDA as a strong and limit the duration to about 3 to 4 hours. At this point, it is too early to tell. Now, keep this in mind. On my Facebook 6 days ago, I told everybody that because the energy was still in East Asia, that if anybody tried to tell you that they knew what was going to happen before the 19th, they were off their rocker. At this point, it is too early to tell which solution is right. But we should gain more clarity when this feature is sampled by the North American RAOB network tomorrow morning. The RAOB network is basically individual weather service locations across the not just continental U.S., across the United States launch weather balloons. And as that weather balloon goes up, it gathers data, and then that data is fed into the various weather models that it talks about, the GFS and NAM, the Canadian, and the European. So, yesterday, my initial thoughts were 6 to 10 inches. I've lowered those initial thoughts to between 3 and 7, basically. And the reason why is because on my side is I'm always a middle ground type of guy. One of my favorite sayings on AccuWeather forums and the various other forums that I've been part of is hit the one in the middle. I'll show a picture of Rocky 4 where Paulie is telling Rocky says, "Oh, I see 3 of them," and Paulie says, "Hit the one in the middle." Again, my sarcasm and my sense of humor comes out. It's well known in the VA. Snarky. Forecasting, that's for you, Pete. Forecasting the snow to liquid ratio is just as, if not more, difficult for this upcoming event. So the snow to liquid ratio, for those of y'all that don't know that, is basically for every inch of rain, you get so many inches of snow. And this is what they're going to be talking about here. Soundings show a deepening dendritic, plus I bit my tongue, so that's not helping my pronunciation very much either. Growth zone, a DGZ, throughout the event, with the last 1 to 2 hours potentially seeing the depths over 10 kilofeet. The crosshair signature, which is the maximum lift, is present in the soundings, American soundings, though it is generally confined to about 2 to 3 hours or half the time of falling snow. At the end of the snowfall, max lift is actually centered up to around 400 to 500 HPA. So 500 is roughly 18,000 feet, or above the DGZ. This may tend to favor more plates or columns versus stellar dendrites and make the very anomalously deep DGZ moot. Another concern is the strong winds fracturing those said dendrites. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of research on the role of strong winds fracturing in SLRs. Prevailing thought here, though, is that the strong northwesterly near surface winds will play a role in lowering the snow to liquid ratio. Given all this information, it seems prudent to lean to a bit of climatology, which is 10 or 12 to 1, but not too much higher given concerns alluded to above. For this event, general 13 to 15 to 1 SLR was used. So, and up here is the beginning range that they talk about. So, got a burp coming. Sorry. So you have two different levels, 0.20 to 0.25 and 0.15 to 30. Total snowfall amounts of 2 to 4 are forecasted across the area. A higher magnitude snowfall, isolated 5 to 6 amounts, is not impossible if the event ends up lasting a bit longer than forecast and SLRs are closer to 15 to 20 to 1. However, this does not seem to be the most likely scenario. So I'm going to show you some things that we look at again. Here is what we call the SREF models. And 21 is the latest. Let me bring this down here. Y'all don't mind. So this right here shows about 4.5 inches of snow as the mean. Oh no, 384. I must have highlighted right over one of the other ones. Then if you check the ARW, which that's actually pretty shocking that this is so low, and you combine them all and the mean comes out to 2. You know, if you look at, if you saw the other weather models, or if you were looking at your weather app all day, like my work leader was today, it kept on bouncing. At one point, it was showing 3 inches of snow. Another part, it was showing 7.5. So again, you know, anyone that claims that they knew exactly how much snow was going to drop in your location, and most of those are Facebook pages, are off their rockers. In fact, I even saw some that were claiming that they knew the pattern before the models did, and now they're eating crow and basically begging for forgiveness, saying, you know, if you get less than what we forecast, play nice. Some of you know who I'm talking about, and I'll just leave it out that, considering they're in Indiana. These are the winds showing 3-hour, 10-meter winds with sustained, let's see here, the mean is 18 miles an hour for the SREFs. And that's generally the typical amount that's been showing. I'm going to bring us back to the national NBM blend of models. Let me see here. This is I'm having a brain fart. Happens sometimes. If you ask my 2 ex-wives, it happened a lot. I'm going to cheat. Okay. 7 a.m. on Thursday. So 27 degrees in Columbia, 21 in the Quad Cities. So that's 7. Midnight, 33 degrees, 29, 21 in Des Moines. Let's watch the progression of the temperatures. Still 32 degrees, but And, that means our high, don't be shocked by this, our high is actually going to be in the early morning of Thursday. That happens a lot in the winter because of this. The cold front comes plowing through, 19 in 1 hour goes to 12, another goes to 5. 7 a.m. you're looking at -2 in Des Moines, -10 in the far northwest corner of Iowa. -15 now, 10 and 3 here in the Quad Cities, -5. I mean, that's just huge, a huge drop in temperatures. 0 at 7 p.m. in Columbia, Thursday. -6 in Des Moines, -2 in the Quad Cities, 3 in Peoria, might be Springfield, close enough because of how it is. 6 in the St. Louis area. Now let's look at the snowfall on the SREF. So that's 7 p.m. on Thursday. This is roughly noon. So between noon and 7 p.m., let's go back. -16 degrees at noon. So in the coldest time period, that's where you're going to have that. And then again, here are the winds. 7 p.m. and noon. So between 7 a.m. and noon, look how the winds spike. You go from right before, roughly 6 miles an hour. At 7 a.m. you're up to 10, roughly 10, because I can't tell. It's a little close on the mean. And then here you are at 15, 16, 17 miles an hour. Again, that's sustained. So then let's come back here. Wind gust. You're going to be shocked. 7 a.m. Thursday, the wind gust. Look at that, 44 miles an hour wind gust in Kansas City. (7 p.m.), 42 in Columbia, 43 in Quad Cities, 40 in Peoria, those wind gusts. 47, 45, 46. So, this is 10 p.m. on Thursday. This is, just not pretty at all. 50 mile an hour for Northwest Iowa, Quad Cities, Peoria. So let's, just like I did yesterday, let's look at how long those wind gusts are going to be that high. 7 p.m. on Thursday. Still going. Still going. And this is 7 p.m. Friday. So for 24 hours so far. Oh, we got below 40. Get out, go on. So again, from 7 p.m. Thursday to almost 7 a.m. on Saturday, the wind gusts are going to be over 40 miles an hour. So, here, that's 89. Minimum temps, -1. All right, let's find that. There it is. -1. 41 mile an hour. That's good enough. Wind chill of 30 below. Timing, again, it's, the timing is just unreal. Woo, look at that. 6 below, 5 below. 65. Yes, I do that a lot. I've been told I sound like that old cartoon character. 47 miles an hour. What do we say? Forgot already. Brain fart. Yeah, -6. Okay. Almost 40 below wind chill in Peoria. I cannot stress enough that, here you are, you have roughly 36 hours of wind gust in the 40s, upwards of 50 miles an hour. There's probably going to be some power outages. How much? I'll be honest, I don't know. But you're going to have a lot of trees that are going to break. We've been in a very, very, very long drought here in Missouri, Illinois, and Iowa. So the trees are weaker. Yes, we had some rain. It helped a little bit. Hopefully that will mitigate it. But you are going to have a lot of limbs, a lot of branches falling because of just how strong the wind gusts are for that long of a period. It's the nature of the beast. Hopefully everyone took precautions that were suggested. Let's see here if that's finished. I think I'm in the wrong one. Get down. Go on. Go. Again, I love that cat. And see, this is another thing about it. So this is showing that it's going to be really, really dry. So if that does happen, then there's not going to be, it will be below 3 inches of snow because the moisture is just not there. It doesn't catch up to it until it hits Indiana. Moisture's not bad there. Granted, it still ain't going to be, yeah, see, according to this, it's only going to be 1 inch. So there's still a lot of disparity. Even the Weather Service said that there's a possibility that we won't know for sure until tomorrow morning what the snowfall amounts will be. And I'll be up front, if you're focused on the snow, then that's part of the issue. The snowfall is not the main show. It's the wind chill, the sustained winds, and whatnot. Predominant weather. So yeah, according to this, light snow starts at 7 a.m. Thursday. The heavy snow comes in within 3 hours, 6 hours. Within 6 hours, it's away from Columbia, away from Des Moines. So there's St. Louis. So now it's away from St. Louis. Yeah, see, the National Blended Models is only given maybe 1.5 inches to 2 inches. So again, the main story is, and I quote, wind chill, near blizzard conditions, lower visibility because of that, and make sure all your pets are inside. It'll be a very quick run outside for your dogs. If you have stray cats, see if you can put them in a garage temporarily. I mean, or feral cats that y'all take care of. It'll be tough for them. I mean, there's not much more I can say. Is that, and I mentioned that on Facebook too. Primary issues: wind chill. The cold is going to be the issue, not the snow, the cold. Y'all take care.